Morning student, we are discussing about the classifications of element and periodicity in property. In last video we have completed the classifications of element on the basis of electronic configuration, and today we will discuss about the periodic property, or it is also called atomic or periodic property. What is atomic or periodic property? Actually, atomic property like the ionization enthalpy, electronegativity, electron gain enthalpy, these are the directly related to the electronic configurations, and indirectly also the some property like the melting point, boiling point, heat of fusion, heat of atomizations. So these are directly or indirectly related to the electronic configuration. So you can say that the property in which are property which are directly or indirectly related to the electronic configurations, and we show the regular gradations as we move from left to right across the period or top to bottom within the group. Means periodicity or periodic property means the property which are repeated after a certain time of interval. That is also called periodic function. So in these sections we will discuss about the periodicity of the property like the ionization enthalpy, atomic radii, electron gain enthalpy, oxidizing character, reducing character, etc. So in this sequence, first of all we will discuss about the atomic radii, ionic radii, as well as their variations into the group and the period. What is the effect when moving from left to right across the period? What is the variations when coming from top to bottom within the group? Is it clear? Atomic property or periodic property like the atomic radii, ionic radii, electron gain enthalpy, ionization enthalpy, electronegativity, oxidizing character, reducing character. We will discuss why it is called the periodic property, because their property repeated after a certain over a certain time of interval, again in the group and the periods. When coming from the across the period or in the group, their property repeated over and over. So far it is called the periodic functions. So first of all we will discuss about the atomic radii. So before going to the atomic radii, you must have knowledge what is the size of atom. You know that atom is considered as a sphere. When atom is a sphere, just like this, and the center point is the nucleus point. Now consider this is the diameter of the sphere, and half of this distance is called the radius, r. So in case of atom, just like the nucleus which is surrounded by the number of orbitals, and just like it is the valence shell, and their electron is here, valence electron. So the distance between nucleus and valence electron is called the atomic radii. Atomic radii is clear that it is taken from the X-ray or the X-ray diffractions. Atomic radii is basically, first of all, atomic radii. Atomic radii. The distance between nucleus and valence electron is called the atomic radii. The distance between nucleus and valence electron and valence electron is called atomic radii. Is called atomic radii. Is it clear? Just like it is the nucleus, center nucleus, a number of orbitals surrounded to the nucleus, and this cell is the valence shell, and the electron present in orbital, when the valence electron is here, so this distance is called the atomic radii. Is it clear? The distance between nucleus and valence electron, this valence electron, which is nearer, is called the atomic radii. And these atomic radii, basically, in this unit, in the metal and non-metal, we will discuss the three types of the radii. This is atomic radii, just like the covalent radii, and the covalent radii, and the van der Waals radii, and the metallic radii. Three types of radii we will discuss, and their variations in the group and the period. So what is the covalent radii? Depending whether an element is a metal or non-metal, there are three types of the atomic radii are used. Depending whether the element is metal or non-metal, three types of radii, atomic radii is used. This is covalent radii, and the covalent radii, van der Waals radii, and the metallic radii. Depending whether the element is metal or non-metal, depending whether element is metal, depending whether element is metal or non-metal, three types of atomic radii are used. Three types of atomic radii are used. That is, first one, covalent radii. Second, van der Waals radii. And third one, metallic radii. These are the three types of radii used in this unit: covalent, van der Waals, and the third one is the metallic radii. So first of all, we will discuss about the covalent radii. What is covalent radii? First, covalent radii. It is defined as the half of the distance between the nucleus of two atoms in a molecule is called the covalent radii. I repeat it. Half of the distance between the nuclei of the two covalently bonded atoms in the molecule or the same element of a molecule is called the covalent radii. It is defined as the half of the distance between the nuclei of two atom of same element, or you can say two atom, or you can write the nucleus of two covalently bonded atom. Two covalently bonded atom in a molecules or in the atom of same molecule is called covalent radii. It is defined as the one half or half of the distance between the nuclei of two covalently bonded atom in a molecule is called the covalent radii. Just like an atom is here A, and another atom is in a molecules. So this distance is called the distance between the nucleus of two atoms. and half of this distance is called the covalent radii. Covalent radii. This is the half of the distance between the nucleus. This is also called the nuclear size or bond length. You know that. This is also known as the bond length. So half of the distance between the nucleus, this distance, is called the covalent radii. Is it clear? Just like in case of hydrogen. For examples, you can write here the R radii of covalently bonded atom in a molecules is equal to the half upon intermolecular distance between the two atoms. Intermolecular distance between the distance between the nucleus of the two atoms. This is intermolecular distance between two atoms. This is the radii of covalent compound, covalent molecule. Or you may write here R covalent is equal to half into bond length. This distance is also known as the bond length. What is bond length? This is the distance between the nucleus of the two atoms in a molecule is called the bond length. So on the place of the intermolecular distance between atoms, you can write this is half of the bond length. Just like in case of hydrogen, for examples, the bond length of hydrogen is 76. This is 76 angstrom rpm picometers. So what is the covalent radii? So obviously clear that R covalent is equal to 76 by 2. This is 2 3 ja 6 and 2 8 ja 16. This is 38 pm. R 0.38 angstrom. Just like another examples, that is the bond length between the two chlorine atom in a chlorine molecules. This is bond length of chlorine is 198 pm. So what is covalent radii? R covalent is equal to 198 by 2. This is 2 9 ja 18 and 2 9 ja 18, 99 pm. So you can calculate it by this formula. The half of the distance between the two atoms in a covalently bonded atom in a molecule is called the covalent radii. Is it clear? So first you know what is the bond length between the two nuclei, and half of this by dividing by 2, you will get the covalent radii. Next one, van der Waals radii. Next one, van der Waals radii. Van der Waals radii. What is van der Waals radii? You will see here. This is the two molecules and this is covalent radii. This is the half of this. This is covalent radii. So when would you say this is the van der Waals radii? This is the half of the distance between the two neighboring atoms. This is half of the distance between the nuclei of two identical non-bonded neighboring atoms is called the van der Waals radii. I repeat it. It is defined as the distance between the nucleus. This is the distance between the nucleus of two identical non-bonded isolated atom or two adjacent identical atom belonging to neighboring nucleus, neighboring molecules of an element is called the simply van der Waal radii. So you can write here, it is defined as, you will see here, this distance is called this is the molecules, and this is the distance between the two nucleus, and this half is called the covalent radii. Another molecule having also the half of this distance is called the covalent radii. But the half of the distance between these two nuclei, two atoms, this half is called the van der Waal radii. I repeat it. This is half of the distance between the nuclei of two non-bonded atoms is called the van der Waal radii. Two neighboring non-bonded atom of molecule is called the van der Waal radii. So it is defined as half of the distance, one half distance between nuclei of two adjacent atom, between nuclei of two adjacent atom, nuclei of two adjacent atom belonging to the neighboring molecules, belonging to neighboring molecule is called van der Waal radii. Just like you can see, this is the one molecules, another neighboring molecules. This distance, half of this distance is called covalent radii. Half of this distance is also called covalent radii. But the half of the distance between the distance nuclei of the two neighboring atom of a molecule, this is called van der Waal radii. Is it clear? Next one, the metallic radii. Third one is metallic radii. Third, metallic radii. Metallic radii. What is metallic radii? Actually, it is defined as one half intermolecular distance. I repeat it. It is defined as one half the intermolecular distance separating the metal ion in the metallic crystals. It is defined as one half the distance separating the metal, one half distance separating the metal ion in the metallic crystal. In the metallic crystals. This is called the metallic crystals. One half the distance between separating the metal ion in a crystal is called the metallic radii. So these are the three types of the atomic radii. First one, covalent radii. It is defined as the half of the distance between the nuclei of two atoms in a molecule is called the covalent radii. Van der Waal radii. This is one half distance between the atom or nucleus of the two neighboring atom is called the van der Waal radii. And metallic radii, this is the one half distance separating in metal ion in a crystal is called the metallic radii. And ionic radii also same manner. This is the distance between the nucleus and metal ion, last electron. This is called the ionic radii. Now, ions formation takes place. You know that the ionic radii is that, just like in case of ionic radii, just like it is the nucleus and this is the different orbits around the nucleus, and electron are filled into this. Just like this electron losses from the outermost cells and atom A. Now it becomes A plus by losing one electron. So after losing this electron, it becomes ions. Now here you will see this is the nucleus and this electron have been replaced. This is the valence cell. Now their valence cell is this cell, just behind cell. So their ionic radii is the distance between nucleus and the electron of the metal ion is called the ionic radii. Means distance between the nucleus and electron in the metal ion is called the ionic radii. And one thing also keep in mind, the size of cation or anion. This is called there are two types way of the ionic radii. Either after getting one electron, it become the one or more electron become negatively charged, and the losing electron become the positively charged. In both the cases, formations of ion takes place. One is called cation, another is called the anion. Losing, that is cation, gaining, this is called the anion. So the size of or the radii of the metal cation, radii of metal ion is always smaller than the parent atom. Smaller than the parent atom. Just like an atom A loses one electron, A plus. So after losing these metal ion, this is A plus size is smaller than A to their parent atom. For instance, just like sodium, their atomic number is 11, 2, 8 and 1. So there are 3 cells. And after losing one electron from the outermost cell, this is the nucleus. So it becomes Na plus. Now it has, this is 2 and the 8 electron. So their size you will see. This is the distance between nucleus and now this is the valence cell. So this distance or this distance you will see. Which will have the higher distance? This. So after losing electron, so the electron come close to the nucleus and their size decreases. Whereas in case of the anions, the size of anion just like the atom B, it get one electron and it becomes B minus. After losing, the electron come close to the nucleus and the radii obviously clear that decreases because it is the distance between the nucleus and valence electron. So when valence electron releases, so inner side electron come close to the nucleus because electron decreases, not the proton from the nucleus. So high strong force of attraction acting on the nucleus, on the electron from the nucleus, and electron come close to the nucleus. So what will happen? Their size decreases, reduces. Whereas in case of the atoms gain the electron, what will happen? This is formations of negative charge. So when an electron enter into the same cell, what will happen? This is the repulsion takes place and electron go away from the nucleus. So size always increases. So the anion have bigger size than the parent atom. Cation have smaller size than the parent atom and the anion have the bigger size than the parent atom. Reason is clear. In case of anion, when electron enter into the same subcell, outermost cell, so electron increases, not the proton in the nucleus. So electron in the same cell having the repulsion takes place, so electron go away from the nucleus. So obviously clear the distance increases, means atomic radii increases. However, in case of cation, when electron releases from the outermost cells, electron when releases, so inner cell electron come close to the nucleus. Why? Because the more effective nuclear charge acting on the electron. So when electron come close to the nucleus, size decreases. Now we'll discuss about the variations of the atomic and ionic radii in the group and the period. Now variations of atomic radii in group and period. In group and period. First of all, in group. In group, what will happen? Just like I am taking an examples of here. This is hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Hydrogen 1, 3, 11, 19 and so on. So the electronic configurations you can see here. This is the plus nucleus and this is 1s1. You can write here 1s1 and now here 1s2 and 2s1. Here 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Similar in case of potassium 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 4s1. So we will see when coming from top to bottom what will happen. That is the number of cell and number of electron both are increases when coming from top to bottom within the group. You will see this is 1, 3. That is 1 cell, now 2 cell. 11, 1, 2, 3 cell. 19, 1, 2, 3, 4 cell. So as coming from top to bottom, you will see this is 1 cell simply. This is 1 and 2 cell. This is 1, 2 and 3 cells. Now further 1, 2, 3 and 4 cells. So you will see the distance from the nucleus increases when coming from top to bottom. Why? Because the number of cell, you will see 1, 2 cell, 3 cell, 4 cell and electron also 1, 3, 11, 19. So both are increases. What will happen? When the number of electron and number of cell both are increases, so obviously clear that electron go away from the nucleus. You will see here the distance between this nucleus and this valence electron is this. The distance between nucleus and this valence electron is this. The nucleus and valence electron this. Nucleus and what is showing this? Their size is increases when coming from top to bottom within the group. Is it clear? The size atomic radii increases from top to bottom within the group, top to bottom within the group, because number of cell and number of electron both are increases. And thus I am writing here, and thus distance between nucleus and valence electron increases. Nucleus and valence electron increases. So obviously clear that atomic radii increases when coming from top to bottom within the group. Reason is clear? Because number of cell and number of electron both are increases when coming from top to bottom. So the distance between nucleus and valence electron increases when coming from top to bottom. Due to this reason, atomic radii increases from top to bottom within the group. Now in the period. In period means left to right. What is the variations? In periods, we are taking the examples of the second period of element, just like lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Their atomic number is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And for knowing the variations, we should write the electronic configurations of this element across the period. Their electronic configuration is 2 and 1, 2 and 2, 2 and 3, 2 and 4, 2 and 5, 2 and 6 and 2 and 7. You will see here the number of electron increases but not the number of cell. The gathering or filling of electron takes place into the same cell. As number of positive charge also increases in the nucleus. You will see here. In the first lithium having the 1 electron in the outermost shell, 1 in the 2 shell. In case of beryllium, 2 electron in the second shell. In case of boron, 3 electron. In case of carbon, 4 electron in the second shell. In case of nitrogen, 5 electron in the second shell. In case of oxygen, 6 electron in the second shell. In case of fluorine, 7 electron. You will see here the gathering or filling of electron takes place into the same cell. And similarly, the number of positive charge also increases in the nucleus. So what will happen? The ZD effect increases. ZD effect means effect of the nucleus on the electron increases. Nuclear charge increases, so more force of attractions acting on the electron, and electron come close to the nucleus. So as go away from the across the period from left to right, the size of atom decreases. Why? Because gathering of electron or filling of electron takes place into the same cell, more force of attraction acting between the nucleus and valence electron, because electron are not going to the next cell in the same cell. Just like here, in this case, this is the nucleus, and you will see only 1, 2 and 3 electrons, so 3 positive charge and 3 electron. This is 2 electron and this is 1 electron. Further, in this case, you will see this is the 4, so 4 positive charge, 2, 3, 4, and the electron is in the same. This is 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So as the electron increases in the same cell, so proton is also increasing in the nucleus. So this force of attraction is greater, and when electron, the force of attraction of nucleus is greater, so what will happen? Electron come close to the nucleus. So when electron come close to the nucleus, so size, what will happen? Decreases. So as going from left to right across the period, size of atom decreases. Why? Because filling of electron takes place into the same cell. So the next periodic property is ionization enthalpy. Second is ionization enthalpy. Simply shown by IE. And it is defined as the amount of energy required to pull most loosely bonded electron from the valence shell of an atom in their isolated gaseous state. That is called the ionization enthalpy. How to define ionization enthalpy? The amount of energy required to pull most detachable electron. Which is most detachable electron? This is the valence shell electron. Required to pull the electron from the valence shell of an atom in their isolated gaseous state is called the ionization enthalpy. Means electron is released from the valence shell, but the two necessary condition is given. That is, the isolated state means the metal or element will not be bonded to other atom, and their state is in the gaseous state. For examples, you will see here, just like a metal M in their gaseous state, M. When losses one electron, it becomes M plus gaseous ion after losing one electron. This is called the first ionization enthalpy. And further it losses one more electron. This is M2 plus in the gaseous state. This is called the second ionisation enthalpy. And whenever it further releases the electron, what will happen? This is M2 plus in gaseous state. This is third ionization enthalpy. Formations of M3 plus electron in the gaseous state. So what is the order of energy of these three ionization enthalpy? So order of energy of ionization energy is given that this is the first ionization energy is less than second ionization energy is less than third ionization energy. This is the order, increasing order of the ionization energy. Means it has less amount of energy required as compared to this. Now this. Why? For example, so we see just like in case of the sodium metal. This is 2, 8 and 1. And when in gaseous state when losses one electron, this is the first ionization enthalpy. It becomes Na plus gaseous after losing one electron. And now it becomes 2 and 8. So you will see here, this is the distance of the sodium atom here in the neutral state. Now it becomes after losing one electron only the 2 cells. And it is also octet complete. So it achieves the stability because of complete is octet. There is no need to lose the electron and their size is decreases. So more force of attraction acting on the electron. So large amount of energy required to pull the electron. So this is the reason as the nuclear charge increases after losing the electron, the force of attraction increases and more amount of energy required to pull the electron. So this is the order of the ionization enthalpy. First is less, then second is less, then third. Is it clear? The amount of energy required to pull the electron, pull most loosely bonded electron from the valence shell of an atom in their isolated gaseous state is called the ionization enthalpy. And the order of energy, this is first ionization enthalpy is less than, second is less than third. Now we'll discuss about the variations in group and period. This is variation in group and period. And in period. First in group. What will happen? You will see here, for simple example, just like in a group, hydrogen, first group of element, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. This is 1, 3, 11, 19. This is 1, this is 2 and 1, this is 2, 8 and 1, this is 2, 8, 8 and 1, and so on. You will see, as coming from top to bottom, the distance from the nucleus is increases. Why? Because the number of electrons is increases as well as the number of cells. So force of attractions of the nucleus on the last electron is less as the size of atom increases. Means electron go away from the nucleus, the distance increases and force of attraction decreases. So less amount of energy required to pull the electron. It means when coming from top to bottom, the ionization enthalpy decreases. Why? Because the size of atom increases. So this is the variation. Ionization enthalpy decreases top to bottom within the group. Because size of atom increases. Now in period, ionization enthalpy increases left to right across the period, right across the period, because size of atom decreases. Because size of atom decreases. So you know that left to right across the period size decreases. It means force of attractions of nucleus on electron increases. So more amount of energy required to pull the electron. Means a smaller atom will have the higher Renaissance enthalpy, and bigger atom have the lower Renaissance enthalpy. Is it clear? Next one, factor affecting the Renaissance enthalpy. Factor affecting Renaissance enthalpy. Ionization's enthalpy. Which factor affected the Renaissance enthalpy? First one, size of atom. Second one, charge in nucleus. Third one, half filled and fully filled orbitals. Fourth one, screening or shielding effect. And fifth one, types of orbitals. So these are the variations as well as the periodic property. On next video we will discuss step by step the factor affecting the Renaissance enthalpy. And if you have any questions, you can write your questions on the comment box in the Google Classroom or on the WhatsApp, and I will solve on the next term. Thank you.